Hey YouTube, I am going to show you today how to fix old lath and plaster walls. Typically you find them in old houses, obviously, and what happens over time is the lath and plaster, they start to shift with the age of the house and you develop cracks in them. And so you can kind of see a little bit of cracking going on here. And let me walk you around here and try to show you a couple of spots. Okay, so you see here is a crack following down here with from the window down going at an angle. You may or may not be able to see that. And there's some things going on over in here too. So what happens is there's a product that you don't see very often anymore. It's kind of becoming a lost art to do this, but it's a wallpaper liner, heavy-duty wall liner, and you can use this to go over all these old cracks and smooth the walls out quite a bit. And it's pretty simple to use the stuff. This is a roll of it here, and you can see that it's a pretty thick paper and pretty easy to work with. I'm just got to take this tape off of here. Okay, and so you have one side of this is pre-pasted and the other side is not. And you can kind of tell the pre-pasted side, well, you can wet your finger and feel the sides, and whichever one has the stickiness to it is going to be the side with the wallpaper paste on it. But for example, what it will do is this is a wall that I've already done the repair work to. So you cut out for an electrical box, you pull out the devices, and then you put your paper down and around the box, and then you screw your devices back down over the paper, and it holds it in very nicely. You bring your paper over into the corners here and press it in tight. Then you get your sharp razor blade and you slice it on down. This paper is kind of tough to slice, and sometimes your blade will inadvertently wander. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't supposed to, but it did. So anyway, but you can see how like there's a little bit of a crack going here, and this wall here had several things going on. You can probably just see a little bit through here, but the wallpaper expands all this stuff very nicely. And let me show you over here what I am doing with this wall here. This wall needed a little more effort on it. So I had a piece of paper that was lifting here, and so I cut it, put some speed mud in there, and we've got some tape over it, and then I just spread the mud out and smoothed it out very nicely. The mud is dry now. It's 90-minute mud, so we're ready to go. But you see what the walls look like. You can kind of see the roughness of the wall here from years of painting and whatever. And up here you can kind of see this is where a old stovepipe used to go through the wall, and it's been papered over in the past. But we're going to paper over it again, and this paper here will span that and kind of soften out the appearance of it. And then you can see how you've got that rough orange peel texture to the paint there, but when you come back here, it's a nice smooth wall. So it does a really good job of fixing problemed walls. So I'm gonna put a piece right here in just a minute. And then I've got another section upstairs that I'm gonna fix. I'm also gonna just put one piece along this wall here. You see how this wall has a bunch of stuff going on with it too. Maybe it doesn't show up well on the camera. Nothing seems to show up well on the camera. I guess you can see a little bit right through there. So anyway, yeah, let me show you how to work with this stuff, all right? Let me put my camera here in an awkward position. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, we need to measure out, I think it's 93 inches. And so I already have pre-measured on the table here marks to go to. There's 3 feet, 3 feet, and then to there. And so you bring your roll over here, you line it up straight with the paper below, and then you give it a good crease. You want to make sure that you get this crease straight so that it goes up to the ceiling nicely. Okay, that looks good. Okay, and we pull our paper down here, get ourselves a sharp knife, and knock the camera over while we're doing this. Reposition things properly. Alrighty. So we need a sharp knife here. Knife actually works better than a razor blade because it is long and flat. Okay, so you just cut your paper right like that. You can do this with regular wallpaper too, cutting it that way. Alright. Then we need our wet roller here for the pre-paste on the wallpaper, so we have to get this all nice and wetted down. And then years of experience tells me that the pre-paste or the paste that comes on the paper from the factory is just not really enough. And so what we're going to do is we have some heavy-duty wallpaper paste, and we're going to pour some of that onto the paper here. Then we're going to spread that along with our roller. So you want to get the wallpaper paste all over the paper here. Make sure that it's going to stick real nice and solid to that wall. You do not want your wallpaper delaminating from the wall. Okay. So our roller has lots of paste in it, and we're just spreading the paste all through here. You know, cream of wheat is a wallpaper paste. When I was a kid, I used to hang wallpaper for my mom. Back when I was about 10, 12 years old, I was hanging wallpaper. And okay, so we have that. Now let us get some more water on here and do the rest of this paper, okay? So the paper is going to want to roll up on you all the time. And then when you get it all wet down, then it'll kind of stay, but I'm not working in the optimal conditions here. I have a just this little table here, and I have forgotten all of my regular wallpapering tools, my brush, my straight edge, all the stuff I normally use for wallpapering I forgot to bring. So I'm kind of making do with what I have. It's the mother of invention is what's being used here. Okay, so we want to make sure we have paste on here. We put water on first and get the sticky the paste that's on the wallpaper activated, and then I just like to put down more paste to make sure that we have a good sticky wallpaper. Nice and sticky. Okay, put the roller back here. Pick up our wallpaper this way here. Spot to put the camera. Okay. Get up on your ladder, grab your end of folded over paper here and here, and let it rip. You hold your paper right up to the ceiling, and then you butt it up to the edge of the last piece you did. Push her up a little tighter to the ceiling. Now normally I would have about a 16-inch or so wide brush, wallpaper brush, that I would be brushing the wallpaper onto the wall with, but I don't have that. So I'm just using my hand and doing an outward motion, alternating like that to push all the air out. You don't want air under your wallpaper. Okay, you want to make sure your ends are butted together tightly. Okay. Okay, so I'm working the air bubbles out. Okay. All I need now is my razor blade. Okay, so I just need to cut the bottom of this. And you want to make sure you have very sharp blades. Okay. Oh, there it is. Found my old blade. I'm going to use a fresh one now. All right. So press these down into the corner, get a nice corner fit, and put your reading glasses on so you can see close. And here we go. Okay, now does that not look a heck of a lot better? Can't even tell where the old damaged part of the wall was. You can see how nice and snug and tight the seam is right there. Barely shows up on the camera. Okay. And we got lots of paste on there so that it will stick. Okay. So we had a little thing here too that we have, but it's much less visible now than it used to be. Okay. So that is how you make an old ugly wall look better. So I'm going to put another strip up there. And that will take care of that wall, and I got to do the strip on this wall here too, make that look better. And then I have to do a even tougher fix in the upstairs bedroom closet. And up there, it is just wallpaper over the old wood sheathing on the inside of the house that has separated from the wood, so it's kind of hanging. So what I gotta do is put a couple of nails in there to hold the old paper up. I'll slam some straight glue on the backside of the wallpaper, and then put this new stuff up and over it. This new stuff, it's much, much stronger. So anyway, this will take old walls and make them look a lot better. Maybe not like new, but certainly much better. And it's kind of a lost art. You don't see very many people doing this technique anymore, but I like it. It makes walls last years longer, and it's a lot cheaper, easier, faster than tearing out plaster and lath and putting up new wallboard. And you can see how that wall has turned out. Much smoother now. And all these little things up in the wall are very nicely hidden, concealed. See how the seams are butted right up to each other, very nice and tight. Just start out right in the corner. And then I have this one here, and I was just going to do this one, but you can see that this wall here is kind of rough, and then the liner paper over it smooths things out quite a bit. So I might just go ahead and put liner paper over the rest of this wall, and that would be the last wall to fix. But you can see how this stuff does wonders for rough walls that need help. So instead of tearing them out and going to the time and expense of tearing out the old lath and plaster and putting in new wallboard and mudding, taping, painting, this way you just put up a couple rolls of liner paper with some heavy paste, and it spans and covers everything very nicely, makes it all look like a uniform wall again, covers up a lot of things that you don't want to see. So there you go. That is liner paper. Kind of a forgotten trick in the home remodeling world. Okay, that GoPro fault error was brought to you by GoPro. All right, now, hopefully the SD card didn't like self-erase or something of all my other video from today. Anyway, so there you go. From earlier, I showed you that repaired wall section there, and I painted that just a little bit ago. Still a little bit wet, but you can see how nice that looks. Makes for a very nice and smooth wall. And then we have this corner over here. We did the same treatment in here, and that wall is looking much, much better. All the things that were showing through aren't showing through now, or at least not so much. And this one here is a wall that I have not painted yet. But I think I'll just get that one tomorrow. Got that, and that. And the walls look so much nicer. Okay. I hope you enjoyed learning how to fix old walls with liner paper. And I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments.